Well, you looked at me a minute ago when we was walking in here, and you go like, I know he looks familiar, and I know where do I know him from? And I told you, I said, hey, I am a cameraman with Channel 2, and kudos to you. I mean, we've been on a number of things, the Big Addy fundraising and all the above, but just to give you an idea, because I see you out there on the streets all the time, is that last week I filmed for the station this breaking news of two little shoes that was on the corner in Cherry Hill. And you know that story. It was the little kid, I think it was 1.5 or 2 years old, something like that, who was murdered in his car. You know, I start off like that because, yeah, we're talking about the documentary, but it's so not about the documentary because it's about what's going on in Baltimore with the murders and the shootings and the families. A lot of the kids don't know their history. They don't know the history with the Jewish community. You know, Baltimore is very segregated. You know, you go across Northern Parkway, it's a different community than it is on the south side of Northern Parkway on Park Heights. So my wife and I, who's a teacher in Baltimore City,
kudos to her.
You know, for the last 32 years.
What's her name? Give her a shout out.
Beverly O'Neill. Teaches on the southwest side of Baltimore City. Been doing it, spending our own money. So we put together, I've been with Channel 2 now almost 30 years, so we put together a documentary talking about the segregation of Gwynn Park. I was going to do a little 2-minute Black History piece last year, and it turned out to, as I talked to all these folks and about the story, and I saw all these folks that, you know, it is what it is. All these white folks who were standing next to Martin Luther King, who were standing next to getting, you know, beat up for for us to have the right into places and restaurants, and the white coffee pot, and, you know, restaurants we couldn't even get in that people forgot about. You know, so
I appreciate those white folks who stood up. Edmund Burke said, the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Right. I commend them. John Brown is my favorite. John from Harpers Ferry, Virginia. Not that you got to go and die for freedom, but he did. As did a lot of other white folks when you look up in Canada, Niagara, New York. People going over crossing that Niagara River. There's white folks helping black folks escape.
So you see all these pictures of this, and you're just wondering who they were. Why did you want to fight for me to get into an amusement park? I never went to Gwynn Oak. I grew up on the east side, you know, so we had Madison Square, we had Clifton Park, and Gwynn Oak Park was a lifetime away. So, you know, we started talking to folks, doing the story, and we realized that they all had a story that was getting older, 80s, 90 years old. You know, Vernon Dobson died this year. Reverend Bascom died last year. I was slated.
Goon Squad people.
Yeah, Goon Squad people. I was ready to do an interview with him, and he died. Same thing with Vernon. And I said, I better get a lot of this stuff on tape and hear this story so we can get it in the school system.
Tell them about the segregation. You know? Was there? Now, I talked to a guy 60 years old. He said he did not know. I'm 47, so I didn't see it. But my daddy told me there was a time, if you were black, you could not move west of Fulton Avenue or north of North Avenue. Is that true?
Yes. People think it all happens in the South. It happened in Alabama. Michael Swermer, you know, the Mississippi burning, the 3 guys that went down to Mississippi for voter registration. Michael Swermer, there was 2 Jewish guys and a black guy, was here. His first protest was Baltimore County at Gwynn Oak. Left here, went down to Mississippi and was killed. You know, so a lot was going on here in Baltimore and in the county and Cambridge on the Eastern Shore. Black folks could not swim at Ocean City but one day a month. Man,
I went to Ocean City in elementary school. I ain't never been back, bro. I can feel the pain. They don't like me here.
One day a month. So, you know, either way, we did the documentary. It's been shown all around. It shows folks that at Gwynn Oak Park, you couldn't get into the park. Over 400 people during the month of July, up from July 4th up to the 7th, got arrested at the park, got beaten up, rocks thrown at them, bricks thrown at them, people bleeding. All this was going on in Woodlawn, Maryland, Gwynn Oak, Maryland.
This is some mental illness, and it has gone untreated. And these people need to be arrested and put into treatment right away. And they need treatment. Mental health therapy. Seriously, that is ill. That's ill. Have you seen how they treat dogs in the city? If a dog get into a skirmish, the dog make it on the 6 o'clock news.
And you think it's over.
And let a black man get beat up. See where he end up.
And you think
central booking.
And you think it's over with, but it's not. There's still a lot of places that is segregated. You know. So anyway, my wife and I, we did this documentary. It's been showing at a number of synagogues. You know, we had a showing at the Baltimore Hebrew Congregation Sunday. But the one problem that I'm just going to throw it out on the table. Black
folks ain't showing up.
Yeah. We need folks.
Well, you ain't come on this show, and you ain't get it on BeMoreNews.com.
You know, we need it. We need
I'm glad you listen to Dave Green.